Today we're hiking one of the most unique trails in Mesa Verde National Park, the Petroglyph Point Trail. Winding through rugged canyons and sandstone cliffs, this path doesn't just offer sweeping views, it leads to a wall etched with stories that are over 700 years old. These petroglyphs were carved by the ancestral Pueblo people, and to this day, their full meaning remains a mystery. Were they messages, records, or something more? Let's find out. Hidden beneath a sandstone cliff, Spruce Tree House feels like stepping into another world. Built around 1200 AD, this dwelling held over 100 rooms and kivas, where the ancestral Pueblo people lived, worked, and thrived in the shadow of the mesa. The Petroglyph Point Trail is one of Mesa Verde's most popular hikes, about 2.4 miles round trip. The path winds through rocky canyons, narrow ledges, and shaded pinyon juniper forests before reaching a panel of ancient carvings over 700 years old. It's a moderately difficult hike, and in the summer can be extremely hot, and sudden storms can roll in fast, so hikers need to be ready for changing conditions. While this exact trail wasn't used by the ancestral Pueblo people, it follows in their footsteps, echoing the routes they climbed daily between cliff dwellings and mesa tops. These stairways give us just a glimpse of the ingenuity it took to live here, but how many hidden routes and hand-cut steps of the ancestral Pueblo still lie undiscovered in these cliffs? The ancestral people chose to build their homes in the alcoves of Mesa Verde's cliffs for survival and community. These natural overhangs offered shelter from the elements, staying cooler in the scorching summers and warmer during the freezing winters. Below the cliffs ran seeps and springs that provided precious water, while the mesa tops above were farmed for corn, beans, and squash. The location also added protection, with steep approaches that made the villages easier to defend. Building into the cliffs wasn't just about finding a place to live, it was about creating a sustainable home in a demanding landscape. The stone dwellings were built with sandstone blocks carefully shaped from the cliffs, joined together with a mortar of water, mud, and ash. Wooden beams from pinyon pine and juniper provided support for roofs and upper floors. A small storage room or dwelling could take weeks or months to build, depending on family needs and resources, while larger complexes were expanded gradually over generations. Common structures included living rooms with hearths, storage spaces for corn and food, and circular ceremonial chambers called kivas. Each cliff dwelling was a community within itself, blending practicality, spirituality, and survival. To reach their cliffside homes, the people relied on hand and toe holds carved directly into the sandstone, as well as ladders made from sturdy wooden poles lashed together with yucca fibers. These routes were the lifelines between mesa top fields, water sources below, and the dwellings themselves. But living high in the cliffs came with danger. One misstep on a narrow ledge or ladder could be fatal. Daily life meant hauling food, water, and firewood up sheer rock faces while protecting children and elders from the constant risk of falls. More than 30 ancient carvings adorn this sandstone cliff. Created between 600 and 1300 AD, these petroglyphs range from spirals and handprints to human and animal figures. Scholars believe they served as a form of communication, possibly marking clan territories, recording journeys, or representing spiritual beliefs. One interpretation suggests the spirals mark a sepapu, a mythical emergence point, symbolizing the origin of the Pueblo people. Stranger theories propose that this spot was chosen for its natural acoustics, amplifying sounds during ceremonies. Others speculate that some figures may mark star alignments or even contain messages lost to time. Whatever the true meaning, these petroglyphs offer a window into the lives, beliefs, and artistry of the people who once walked these canyons. It's easy to feel the connection between the land and those who left their mark here centuries ago. My theory is always jokingly, it's much like the writing on a random wall, "I was here." Walking these canyons, I imagine the secrets still buried, cliff dwellings lost to time, petroglyphs faded in the shadows, the whispers of a people long gone. There's a quiet awe in knowing that history is still waiting here, untouched, reminding us how much there is to discover and how fleeting our own footprints are in the span of time. On the tops of the mesas, life clings to the wind and sun. Hardy piñon, pines, and junipers stretch from cracks in the sandstone, while sagebrush and wildflowers carpet the ground after the rains. These resilient plants have thrived away from the streams and shade of the valley below. It's like stepping into a different world, with the amazing plants and wide open views. As we were hiking back to the start of this loop, the weather quickly changed. We'd been watching the clouds move in, and of course, the lightning and thunder started right as we were at the highest point of our hike. Never a good move, so we stayed low and continued moving at a reasonably fast pace. As we wrapped up our hike along the Petroglyph Point Trail, it felt like we were leaving a world frozen in time. Cliff dwellings, ancient carvings, and just as we reached the trailhead, the sky opened up with a sudden downpour, a perfect reminder that adventure often comes with a little unpredictability. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on the next adventure.